Hey, fellow maesters and adventurers. We've all spent countless hours poring over the map of Westeros and Essos, tracing the King's Road, navigating the narrow sea, and fearing the lands beyond the wall. But what if I told you that everything we've seen, every city, every kingdom, is just a small, familiar corner of a much, much larger world? What lies beyond the sunset, past the shadows of Ashai, or south of the sweltering jungles of Sothoyos? Today, we're sailing off the edge of the map into the true heart of mystery. So grab your spyglass and your courage, because we're exploring the great unknown of George R.R. Martin's world. Let's quickly set the stage. We know Westeros, the land of the Seven Kingdoms, dominated by the struggle for the Iron Throne. Across the narrow sea lies Essos, a vast continent of free cities, the Dothraki Sea, and the ancient ruins of Valyria. To the far south, we have whispers of Sothoyos, a jungle continent plagued by disease and largely unexplored. And that's pretty much where the official maps end. But for a story as rich and deep as A Song of Ice and Fire, to believe that's all there is feels, well, small. The true adventure, the most tantalizing secrets, lie in the blank spaces. The places marked here be dragons, or perhaps something even stranger. Why does this matter? Because understanding the true scale of this world could reframe everything we know about its history, its magic, and its future. The seeds of these hidden lands are scattered throughout the books, hidden in plain sight. In dusty tomes and half-forgotten legends, we find hints of civilizations beyond our comprehension. Think about the tales from the far east of Essos, of places that make even the warlocks of Qarth seem mundane. There are whispers in old town libraries of lands across the Sunset Sea, where no ship has ever returned from. These aren't just empty sailors' tales. They're deliberate clues dropped by Martin, breadcrumbs leading us toward a bigger picture. Even characters we know and love have referenced these mysteries. Euron Greyjoy claims to have sailed to the smoking ruins of Valyria and beyond. What did he see in those cursed waters? What secrets did he bring back? These aren't just stories, they're invitations to wonder. And with new lands come new forms of magic and new creatures. The magic we see in Westeros and Essos, fire, ice, blood magic, might just be regional variations. Imagine a continent where magic is woven into the very fabric of nature, or a land where psionic abilities are the norm. The lore already gives us strange creatures like the basilisks of Sothoyos and the shadowbinders of Ashai. What other fantastical beings could thrive in environments completely alien to us? Perhaps the massive sea dragons of legend aren't extinct, but simply live in oceans too distant for Westerosi sailors. And how are these lands separated? Are they just across an ocean? Or are there magical barriers, like the mists surrounding the Shadowlands, or impassable mountain ranges that dwarf even the Frostfangs? Maybe ancient passages, forgotten by time, are the only way in or out. The possibilities are as limitless as the world itself. Let's sail west into the vast, daunting expanse of the Sunset Sea. From the shores of the Iron Islands to the western coasts of Westeros, everyone looks out at that endless ocean and wonders. The official maps just ... stop. But logic and the spherical nature of a planet dictates there must be something else out there. Brandon the Shipwright, a Stark king from millennia ago, sailed west and was never seen again. His son burned the entire northern fleet in his grief, ending the North's age of exploration. Was Brandon lost to a storm, or did he find something? Something so incredible or so terrifying that it changed the course of history. The Elven Queen, Elissa Farman, famously stole 3 dragon eggs from the Targaryens and sailed west from Old Town. Years later, a ship matching the description of her vessel, the Sun Chaser, was spotted in the port of Ashai. This is a game changer. It implies a sea route exists, connecting the far west to the far east. It suggests there's a whole other side to this world. What kind of continents, what kind of societies could exist there? Perhaps a land untouched by the doom of Valyria, where different forms of dragon lords rule, or a civilization that views the people of Westeros as the barbarians from across the sea. The mystery of the Sunset Sea is perhaps the greatest what-if in the entire series. Now, let's turn our compass to the opposite direction, to the furthest reaches of the east. Our journey takes us past the Jade Sea to the infamous port of Ashibi Thashedo. Ashai is the end of the known world for most, a city of black stone where nothing grows and sorcerers walk in darkness. But the name itself is a clue. Ashabith Shadow. It's next to the Shadowlands, not the end of them. What lies deeper within that permanent gloom? What horrors or wonders does the shadow conceal? Legends say that entire cities of corpses lie within, ruled by unseen powers. Then there's the ancient and powerful Golden Empire of Yi Ti, a civilization that rivals the antiquity of the Valyrians. We know of its emperors and its cities, but its eastern borders are shrouded in mystery. Defined by the Bleeding Walls. What are these walls, and what are they protecting Yi Ti from? It hints at a threat or another civilization. Further east, that is so formidable, even a mighty empire needed to build defenses against it. This brings us to one of the most fascinating structures in the entire world, the Five Forts. These are a line of massive citadels in far-stern Essos, even older than the Valyrian freehold. They are described as being made of a single slab of fused black stone, each fort able to house 10,000 men. Sound familiar? They're often compared to the Wall in Westeros, and for good reason. They were built for a similar purpose. To defend against something, but what? The forts face east, guarding against a supposed threat from a place called the Grey Waste. Legends say they were built to hold back the Lion of Night and his armies of demons during a forgotten long night. This parallel is mind-blowing. Suggests the Long Night wasn't just a Westerosi event, but a global one. The others, or White Walkers, might have been just one manifestation of a worldwide threat. The Five Forts stand as silent sentinels, guarding the known world from a danger that originated in the true, uncharted East, a place so ancient and terrifying we don't even have a name for it. So, what does the man himself, George R.R. Martin, have to say about all this? He is famously tight-lipped, but he has dropped hints. When asked about the size of his world, he's confirmed it's round and roughly the size of Earth. He has also explicitly stated that there's more to it than what we've seen on the maps. The story of Alyssa Farman and her circumnavigation is a direct confirmation from him that there's a whole other hemisphere to discover. He's building a world, not just a stage for one story. As the Game of Thrones universe expands with new shows, the potential to explore these places is huge. Imagine an animated series chronicling the voyages into the Sunset Sea, or a prequel set in Yi Ti during the time of the Five Forts construction. The canvas is massive, and HBO is clearly interested in painting on it. The story of Westeros may be a song of ice and fire, but the story of the world is far from over. And that's where you come in. The greatest joy of this fandom is our collective imagination. What are your theories? What do you think lies in the uncharted West? What ancient enemy do the Five Forts guard against? Could there be a continent where the seasons are normal? A place that looks at Westeros's long winters and summers as a bizarre, magical curse? Share your most creative, most wild theories in the comments below. Let's build this world together. Thank you so much for joining me on this journey off the map. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the lore, be sure to hit that like button, subscribe for more adventures, and ring the bell so you never miss an expedition into the unknown. Until next time, keep exploring.